Yo, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet Violet VGC video. So today we're going to be getting into the Global Challenge 3, which I went ahead and, I signed up for it and we played in it and it went pretty well. So we chose to use the an Exeggutor team with Mamoswine, and there's very specific reasons why I chose the team. First off, the Global Challenge is a closed team sheet environment, best of one. So it's not like open team sheet and best of three. So like having strategies and like nice text on your team to surprise your opponent are really good. And we have like a lot of surprises on this team, which allowed us to do really well in this global challenge. So first off, we have Exeggutor. So Exeggutor, you want to think, okay, it's a grass type Pokemon that's slow and it's good in Trick Room, right? And it can put things to sleep. Why not use Among Us, right? So when you think about Exeggutor, the first thing that we like that is a tech on this team is Frisk. So Frisk is very good, and Among Us doesn't get access to Frisk. Frisk is very good into the format of closed team sheet because you're able to reveal your opponent's items up front. And now that you're able to reveal your opponent's items on lead, it kind of like gets rid of some of the guessing game or some of the surprises, like maybe a Covert Cloak or a Choice Scarf or something like that. You can reveal those type of items so that you know that your opponent can't protect or they can't stop a fake out or something, you know, from Incineroar. And it makes getting Trick Room up a lot easier when you leave with like Exeggutor plus Incineroar. Next, we have the Covert Cloak. So the Covert Cloak also is an item that when they try to fake out Exeggutor to stop Trick Room, you just get a free Trick Room up, right? Because the fake out just becomes completely useless. And Covert Cloak is very good in closed team sheet because of the idea of like getting stat drops like Snarl and Icy Wind, or even like I said, fake out. Being able to get around those type of things is just really good for you. So the things that makes Exeggutor stand out over Among Us is, can your Among Us set Trick Room? Nay. So Exeggutor is a grass type that can set his own Trick Room up and then sweep you on the Trick Room or put you to sleep on the Trick Room, right? And then you want to say, okay, well, why not use Ogerpon Grass or Ogerpon Fire over any other grass type like for Exeggutor? So can it what Exeggutor can do that Ogerpon Grass and Ogerpon Water can't do is it can one-hit KO Gouging Fire with Draco Meter, right? Can your Ogerpon Fire or your Ogerpon Grass or any of the Ogerpons do that? Well, maybe Ogerpon Rock could, but it's not really that common in the format, right? But the other three Ogerpons, can they one-hit KO Gouging Fire before it tears? Nay, they can't. So that's another reason why you want to use Exeggutor. Last, okay, well, why not use Rillaboom over Exeggutor? Rillaboom gives access to Fake Out, and Rillaboom also, just gives a little bit more offense and it can pivot. So can your Rillaboom can it tank a Choice Specs Heat Wave from Chi-Yu without tearing? Nay, it can't. But Exeggutor, with it being part Dragon typing and Choice Specs Chi-Yu being a neutral hit, it can survive that without even having like a Focus Sash or having the Tera. And now you just get Trick Room out, right? So these are some reasons why you would want to use Exeggutor. And like I said, the Sleep Powder, even though it's inaccurate, it's still really good on the Trick Room, and it's a really good strategy for this team. So next we have Suicune. So Suicune's going to be very good into a lot of the format, just using it alongside Urshifu to get like slow tailwind. And slow tailwind pretty much means a mon that doesn't have like a booster energy tailwind activated like Roaring Moon, or priority boosted tailwind like Whimsicott and Tornadus. You just get tailwind up at the end of your turn, but it allows you to get tailwind up safely because of inner focus. You can't be faked out, and with Suicune being so naturally bulky, it's able to survive a lot of hits. And then the following turn, you can pretty much snarl special attackers, Scald into physical attackers, and then Icy Wind into things to slow them down, and then just like protect with your Flutter or your Urshifu to make sure that you outspeed them the next turn, right? So this team offers you really good speed control with Exeggutor and Suicune, and those are kind of like one of the ones you want to bring one of those to every battle, right? If you can. Sometimes you can go with the bottom four, but having those types of speed control is just really good. And this Suicune with the Steel Tera and Stitches Berry is very, very hard to knock out. So next, we have Incineroar. So the surprise tech on our Incineroar is that we actually are not carrying knockoff. So we have Flare Blitz with Rocky Helmet and Grass Tera. So Grass Tera, why like a lot of Incineroar running like Ghost Tera right now, it is really good into like Trick Room, Among Us on the Trick Room into staying awake, and Flare Blitz and Among Us. The Rocky Helmet plus the Grass Terror into like an Urshifu trying to Surge and Strikes you is just so damaging. And then if you can even follow up with the Flare Blitz or damage from any of your other mons, then you're able to pick off, you know, Urshifu pretty well because of the Rocky Helmet. And Helping Hand next to a Dark Terror Wicked Blow or a Fairy Terror Moonblast is just so powerful. Even next to Mamoswine or Exeggutor, like a Helping Hand, Draco Meteor, Helping Hand, Icicle Crash, or High Horsepower, they're doing so much damage, right? Incineroar, outside of Suicune, is able to just help deal a lot of damage and pick up a lot of one-hit KOs that your opponent might not be expecting to get knocked out by because of the Helping Hand boost. Next, we have Urshifu. I would say this is the most standard mon on the team. Of course, they may think that you may be like Stellar Terror or something, but you can always pretty much guess Dark Terror. But what does surprise me is a lot of people play against this Urshifu as if I have some type of secret tech, right? Where I'm like Ghost Terror because it's best of one ladder global challenge. They think that, okay, your Urshifu might be like Ghost Terror or Covert, Cloak, or do something weird to get around fake out turn one. And a lot of times they just don't fake me out because of the fear of me having a Ghost Terror, right? And I'm just standard set. But they're expecting like, okay, I see Exeggutor, I see Mamoswine, I see Suicune. This team is full of techs. But then the Urshifu is just standard, right? So, and it's funny enough, the Urshifu being standard kind of makes it a surprise on best of one ladder in a global challenge because of how common it is in, you know, open team sheet to just be this set. They think that it might have some text to, you know, help it out in a best of one ladder. So in itself, it is a trick because of its standardness. Next we have Flutter Mane, also similar to Urshifu where it's kind of standard, but we don't have like Icy Wind, which is becoming a normal booster energy Flutter Mane now. And now we just have booster energy plus 3 attacks. So being able to just do massive damage with Moonblast and Dazzling Gleam with Fairy Terror, and also being speed boost in nature, so you outspeed a lot of things, especially when Tailwind is up, is just really good in my opinion. Of course, you know, Protect is there. They're gonna already know that you probably are carrying Protect, so there's no surprise there. But this Flutter Mane is just really consistent at dealing damage and like closing out games. It's really good to bring them back and like close out things, whether you stall out your own Trick Room and then clean things up once they're, you know, Tornadus or whatever their speed control is gone. Then your Flutter can just pretty much outspeed everything in the end game, right? And that's kind of the end game that you want to play towards with this Flutter Mane. It's really, it plus Urshifu are really my 2 favorites of bringing it back because those are the 2 in-game cleaners, I like to call them, and they just pretty much close out the game for us. Last but not least, we have Mamoswine. So Mamoswine is really good right now. Mamoswine is incredibly good into Landorus Eye. Landorus Eye is running around the ladder just tearing things up right now, and now you threaten it with the Ice Shard one-hit KO, and it has to Tera, right? But if it has to Tera, then you can hit it with a high horsepower. And Landorus with you having Assault Vest and also resisting poison and also having Ghost Terror, like Landorus can't one-shot you, and you can always just one-shot them back. If you call the Poison Terror, then you one-shot them with a high horsepower. If they can't Terror, then you can one-shot them with an Icicle Crash or Ice Shard. And the tech that's on this Mamoswine is that Assault Vest makes Mamoswine a lot bulkier than what you would typically expect. And of course, Oblivious protects you from being Intimidate. You're getting your attack dropped by Intimidate. So turn 1, we can one-shot Incineroar, right? This is max attack Adamant Mamoswine. So when you Ghost Terror to get around Fake Out, when they're expecting to be safe with like a King Gambit or Incineroar, you can just remove them with a high horsepower, right? And of course, you know, if you led your Incineroar, you can go for like Helping Hand. But the fun tech is that if you don't lead your Incineroar, you lead something like a Flutter Mane or Exeggutor or Suicune, then they think that you're, you know, vulnerable to Fake Out, and you can't fake them out back, right? Which makes your Ghost Terror a little bit more powerful, right? But Mamoswine is incredibly good into the meta right now, and I was surprised at how good it fared into a lot of my opponent's teams. It just threatened so much damage. But that's gonna be it for a team breakdown with this, with what we're working with today. And I hope that you guys give this team a try. There's a runner code up at the top right, as well as a Pokepaste down in the description below. Let me know with a comment if you like the best of one ladder global challenges, because I'm gonna start, you know, making content based on them every time they drop. And we'll see how we can do with it. But I do think that this team is very strong for this. You could use it on the best of one ladder as well. It's going to work similar to that, but it's more so better for the global challenge because of Frisk revealing like all the text. Like people play text on ladder, but you do have people that like to play pretty standard on ladder, right? Global challenge feels like it's all text, right? So it's just really good into that. But like I said, this team is still a best of one team, so you can use it on the ladder to try to grind for, you know, Master Ball or just a high rank on the ladder. But But that's gonna be it for a breakdown. Let's get into these battles. Let's get these wins. Alright, so for our first match, we have Flutter main, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Incineroar, Amoonguss, and Raging Bolt. So they kind of want to play a little bit standard, right? I think that the only issue I see on my opponent's team is Urshifu. And if we can remove that, I think we'll be in a really good spot. So I kind of want to lead Incineroar, Exeggutor. Flutter, Mamoswine. I like that. I think Mamoswine is incredible into my opponent's entire team except the Urshifu. With the Assault Vest, Flutter main can't really one-shot us unless we... Even if we Tera in the Ghost, it can't one-shot us with Shadow Ball. So we're tanking, you know, Dazzling Gleams. We can turn into Ghost and hit Rillaboom with an Ice type attack. We hit Incineroar with a Ground type attack. And with Oblivious, we're immune to Intimidate. We hit Raging Bolt with the Ground type attack. And we hit Amoonguss with a Ice type attack. What I'm thinking is I maybe should have led Incineroar plus Mamoswine and just force a Tera, because all of his mons outside of Urshifu and Flutter are gonna want a Tera in front of Mamoswine to not just take a ton of damage, right? But I'm kind of playing it like as it's my end game, and it can pretty much, if I can get out bait out of Tera, it can pretty much beat all my opponent's mons outside of Urshifu in the end game. So we'll see how it goes. Rillaboom, Urshifu, which I pretty much predicted. But this is a really good lead by us. You can't stop the Trick Room here. So you make it switch in Amoonguss, right? But we have Grass Tera on Incineroar for that. So I'm gonna fake out Urshifu and just Trick Room. Yeah. So we win this trade because we're Covert Cloak. So this is a pretty cool global ladder tech that we have on Exeggutor. Alright, so now Urshifu is probably gonna want to switch. So I'm gonna Sleep Powder Urshifu and Flare Blitz Rillaboom. Whatever comes in should take a nap. I really want to click Energy Ball, but I really got a feeling that Urshifu is going to want to switch here. I'm going to be sad if he just stays in, though. But we're going to put him to sleep if he tries to attack. My opponent's team looks pretty consistent. It looks like he built a team that's has really good answers into like anything that like surprises or anything niche. So he kind of has answers in it. So we predicted that switch right there, 2020 Pokevision. But it's Amoonguss. Okay, that's a good switch. So we can't put Amoonguss to sleep. All right, but we do get a Flare Blitz off into Rillaboom. And it's just a one-hit KO. Yep, and I have a lot of attack investment on my my Incineroar. So Urshifu is still an issue, but that's why we have Exeggutor, right? Exeggutor does really well into Urshifu to help us remove it. So let's see what his next is. I kind of think I do want to Tera in the grass here. But my opponent is probably going to be spooked by that Flare Blitz doing so much damage that he knows that my Incineroar has a lot of attack investment. Alright, so something has to Tera here. So I want to go for Flare Blitz, Tera into this. So he can't put anything to sleep and just Energy Ball Urshifu. Alright, So he's not tearing Among Us, which this is good for us. So he may just think he can put us to sleep before we get a Flare Blitz off. Or a Grass Terror, we get around there. Plus we resist to certain strikes now. Oh, Pollen Puff. Okay, so you're just trying to do damage. But I mean, you're just gonna lose Urshifu unless you're Sash. Oh no, if you were Sash, we broke it with the fake out. So this looks like it's just I did waste my Tera though, but it's a 4v1 at this point. So unless Among Us can survive this, it does. Okay. But Among Us at this point doesn't really have any health left. So it can't switch out to heal. It can't put anything to sleep right now. This lead was just pretty strong into my opponent's team. And his Flutter main is the last one. So we could just go for Sleep Powder and a Flutter and Flare Blitz Among Us. He could Pollen Puff me though. Two turns of Trick Room left. Was Pollen Puff KO? I don't think I need to be fancy. I'm just gonna try to remove Among Us, Flare Blitz, and Sleep Powder Flutter. Yeah, that does KO. Okay. I could have read that switch in the Flutter, but if it's a Dazzling Gleam here, I don't really need to take that extra damage, right? Flutter's taking a nap now. Alright. This game is pretty scary because Among Us survived that turn. I kind of just want to Ice Shard Among Us and Energy Ball. Right. Nice. So he doesn't Tera. He doesn't try to go for Rage Powder. And I can just keep cooking Ice Shard, right? And with Grassy Terrain, that does good damage. Flutterman takes another nap. So Ice Shard may just pick up from there. He's not going to one-shot Mamoswine, so 2 Ice Shards should always KO. Alright, let's go. Mamoswine and Exeggutor are putting in the work. Mamoswine's going to close this game out, though. And just to be safe, we could just set Trick Room back up. And my opponent just cancels. Nice. Let's go. Beautiful. And we get our first win in the Global Challenge. Ooh, okay. Como-O plus Tyranitar, Escadrille, Greninja, Indeedee, and Ranunculus. This is a cool team. I think my special attackers are going to be good for me. Mamoswine doesn't really want to see Escadrille, and Como-O wants to get some defense boost up. I wonder if that's Overcoat or... I think Urshifu is going to be a perfect bring here. I wonder if it's Overcoat or Bulletproof on the Como-O. I don't want to bring Suicune. I think I want to bring Suicune, Incineroar, Flutter, and Urshifu in the back. I don't really feel Mamoswine and Exeggutor in this one. Exeggutor could be good into Tyranitar, but I mean, with the sand up and if it's Assault Vest, we can't really do a lot of damage to it. Then it can always tear into Flying and Terra Blast us, so it doesn't feel great. Indeedee and Ranunculus. So are you going towards a Trick Room mode?
Interesting. So what does he have that can play on the Trick Room? Como or Tyranitar? That's still Tera, so I can make myself, you know, take resisted damage from Psychic and Rock type attacks and Steel type attacks. I'll just Flare Blitz for Meekness. Turn 1 Tera. Fairy. Okay. I mean, if you're tearing there, are you really still clicking follow me, or are you expecting Snarl? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, this is a free Flare Blitz until you get a Snarl. I am nervous of the Tyranitar though, inside of Trick Room. It looks like that's what's going up here. Oh, it's just Calm Mind. Okay, I mean, we keep chipping you though. That's... He's not leftovers. Does he have Recover? I'm gonna Snarl him again. Flare Blitz again. He's not following me either. So indeed he's probably going for Trick Room here. Oh, it's just Psychic. It's not doing much at all. Special defense drop is kind of annoying. Okay, so this Pokemon's almost down, and his Tera as well. Fairy Tera Blast? And -1? It's not doing anything, bub. Alright. I definitely feel like Indeedee probably wants to get Trick Room up here. Alright, so we made the right call here. I don't know if we knock out Indeedee. Snarl is still super effective. Scarlet there probably would have been able to do it though. It's probably gonna get Trick Room up there. Okay. I really want to conserve my Incineroar. I still don't think he can KO me. Do I risk it and trying the parting shot? I don't think it's worth it. I'm just gonna go in the Flutter. Yeah, I'm gonna go straight out in the Flutter. I think Intimidate and Fake Out in the late game is good for me into stalling out Trick Room. And his terrain is about to vanish. Yeah, if he goes for like Helping Hand Tera Blast, I think that could pick up the KO on the Incineroar. Okay, but it wasn't Helping Hand. Alright, not too much damage. I don't want to give him 2 free switch-ins, do I? Do you switch Indeedee here? I could protect here. He could switch out Indeedee though, and I could be missing an opportunity to get some big damage down. I think he expects me to protect Flutter, so I'm gonna dazzle him here. Oh, okay, he didn't switch. I could have protected this turn. But he's gonna get 2 free switches. But I'm gonna protect Flutter and then switch out on the last turn until Incineroar to get an Intimidate. And at this point, I don't think Ranunculus has recover, because you would have already went for it, right? So this Tera's down. It's a 4v2, but there's 2 turns of Trick Room left. If it's Tyranitar Excadrill in the back, then Excadrill is in a really bad spot, and he's already used Tera. But it's Greninja. Interesting. Does Greninja get faint? I'm gonna Scald here and then Icy Wind next turn. Switching to Insane. I wonder if Greninja's special or physical. It can be either. It has really good. Ooh, that's a good knockoff. Did he double me? A burn here would probably be game over. Hydro Pump. Oh, he went into Flutter though. Okay. So it's special. Try to ice it. I could Tera Suicune, but I think Terraing Urshifu, or I mean Flutter into Fairy would be good for me here. Oh, my opponent just cancels. Nice. Wow, the 2 scariest mons, Excadrill and Como, he didn't even bring them. I'm not sure what the Ranunculus strategy is there, but Snarl kind of just shut him down completely. Maybe he didn't expect to take that much damage. But, because he did Tera immediately to like get around knockoff, but I'm not sure my opponent's going for there. Alright, so our next match we have Flutter, Ogerpon, Chimpao, Chi-Yu, Urshifu, and Tornadus. Pretty strong balanced team. I think Exeggutor with Steel Terror can be good. Chi-Yu's kind of annoying though. Incineroar, Mamoswine, and Flutter. Chi-Yu is a bit of an annoyance for this team. But we'll see if he actually brings it. Because if he's Ghost Terror Chi-Yu, then I can't get around that, right? We are on best of 1 ladder. But if he doesn't lead Chi-Yu, I think we're in a good spot. It is Chi-Yu. Alright, we're hoping for non-Ghost Terror Chi-Yu. Choice Scarf, Choice Specs. Choice Scarf is almost always crap. I should have let Suicune. Alright, so we win if he's not Ghost Terror, right? I'm pretty confident on winning. Dang, man. I think it's Ghost Terror Chi-Yu. Oh yeah, we just lose to this. Yep. You could miss Heat Wave, bro. Or we could just go for a dark type attack. Yeah, I guess Suicune could have been good here, but I could have got Tailwind up then this Icy Wind. Oh, he missed. Oh, he missed the Exeggutor. Let's go. Uh-oh. And my opponent can't protect. Oh, my opponent's in serious trouble now. Alright, so we're switching Flutter. Was taking a Flare Blitz here. Alright, Urshifu died. Alright, but we put Chi-Yu to sleep. I actually want my Incineroar to go down here. Oh no, I mean we could Flare Blitz next turn. We're in Sucker Punch range though. But if you do that, yeah, you're gonna lose. So he's hoping that he wakes up here. If he takes a sleep here, then we're in a really good spot. Because then my Flutter outside of Trick Room can just win the game. Alright, so we're praying for another... I know I'm asking for a lot, but I would like another sleep. Yes, let's go. We were getting the rolls against Chi-Yu. This is lucky though. We probably should have been lost this every time. Chi-Yu's definitely the scariest mon here. Alright. So this feels like a pretty free KO into Flutter next turn since it's choice specs, right? Oh, that's a Shadow Ball here. It's just Dazzling. It's not gonna KO either. And you Tera it, so now my Flutter just can Shadow Ball you. So on an Energy Ball here and Rock Slide just to break Chien-Pao Sash. Chien-Pao might protect. We already know Flutter can't protect. So let's just Energy Ball and Rock Slide. Yeah. This is the correct play every time. I mean, I could have went for high horsepower and just one-shot Flutter. Yeah. I guess I got kind of greedy, kind of break Chien-Pao Sash. Yeah, but I mean, Rock Slide picked up the KO anyway. So all we do now is just break Chien-Pao Sash. We can go for a Sleep Powder just to, I mean, Energy Ball once it just hits. We should just go for 100% accurate attacks. Because we really just want to break the Sash. Alright, let's go Exeggutor. Nice. And we don't really need to go for any inaccurate moves here. Nice. We were not supposed to win that game. But he did go for an inaccurate attack. So did we, but I mean, we hit ours. So, I mean, I take the luck. Props to my opponent for an amazing lead. We're really supposed to lose that game every time. But the fact that we were able to win that one, you know, is just a real testament to show you how valuable it is to have accurate moves on your team. And when you play with inaccuracies, you leave yourself open to that. Because while Heat Wave doesn't have that high percentage chance of missing, it's still not 100% accurate, so it can miss. But, you know, I'm thankful that we were able to win that game. And once we got Trick Room up, like I said, I knew it was pretty much game over from that point. But let's get into the next one. All right, we have Gapo here. He has Archaludon, Tornadus, Pelipper, Entei, Rillaboom, and Ogerpon. So I saw a team like this in the recent regionals, Vancouver. I believe that Tornadus did not have Rain Dance, and it just was able to go for Bleak Winds turn 1 next to Pelipper, right? I think Mamoswine is so good here still. I kind of like Exeggutor. I feel like playing on the Trick Room is just always valuable. Exeggutor and Incineroar. Urshifu feels really solid here. Urshifu Flutter. Yeah, I had to bring Flutter just in case he's Fairy Tera on the Archaludon. So it's between Urshifu and Mamoswine. I think I like Urshifu a little bit more, especially if he underspeeds like Tornadus. I can just go for Wicked Blow and on to Entei, Ogerpon, and Tornadus, which usually have higher base speeds than Urshifu. So we will underspeed them in Trick Room, and the rest of this team we will outspeed them outside of Trick Room. Covert, Cloak, Choice Band. So you can't fake out anything. So you're probably gonna go for Sunny Day plus Choice Band, Sacred Fire. I'm gonna try to set up Trick Room and this Flare Blitz Tornadus. If you're going for Sunny Day, then you're not getting up Tailwind, right? You could miss too. Oh, it's Flare Blitz, so he's not gonna miss. That's a good play. Very strong strat. Can't fake out. Hard to stop that turn. But we do KO Tornadus. That's strange to have Sunny Day on this Rain Dance team, right? I couldn't, like, you really can't predict that, right? I think I definitely just click Flare Blitz into Rillaboom, right? Or even just click Flare Blitz into Entei. That way we know we can KO it with a Sucker Punch. Protecting Urshifu is kind of passive. But if I was to call him on faking out into Incineroar, he would be in a really bad spot. I think he may play it safe and still fake out into my Urshifu slot. It's very risky for me to not protect here though, because a fake out plus a Flare Blitz double up can just KO my Urshifu. And if it doesn't, then Grassy Glide. Oh, but if you don't fake out Incineroar, then something's taking a Flare Blitz in the sun, and Ogerpon's not taking that well. So did you fake out Incineroar? He did. Okay. Well played by my opponent. So I just went on Wicked Blow, Ogerpon, Tera, and I could Tera Incineroar into grass because it's threatening a lot of damage here. But I don't think Maybe if he goes for Ivy Cudgel plus high horsepower, he can KO Incineroar. Okay, I mean, I like this because now you just go down to Sucker Punch. Well, you have E-Speed, right? But I can just protect the Scout what you lock into. I think you kind of have to go for E-Speed now since Flare Blitz is going to bring you down probably to like red and yellow. Flare Blitz should do about 40%. Focus Energy. Alright, so I'm glad we get this damage off. This might just one-shot, but if it doesn't, you're in Dazzling Flame range. Oh, just one-shots. Nice. So he pretty much wasted his turn going for the Focus Energy, which is cool because it gives you guaranteed crits. Right? Yeah. Did a little bit less than I thought, but I mean that's Sucker Punch range, right? And if you lock into E-Speed, then you can't hit Flutter. I want to play aggressive, but a fake out Flare Blitz can just put me really behind. So I need to protect Urshifu still in this Flare Blitz. I really want to get you into range where Dazzling Gleam just knocks you out. And I feel like Rillaboom should probably Tera here. I would expect Rillaboom to Tera, and he fakes out Urshifu. But we'll see. Oh, he still doesn't Terrestrialize. So he finally does go for the fake out in Urshifu. Was it a double up there? Or did he Stomping Tantrum here? Oh, he did. So he read me since he didn't fake out Urshifu last time that I thought he would do that same play again. And we get the KO on Entei, so that's going to be game. Yeah, so we lost Exeggutor on turn 1 to a surprise, you know. It's not a surprise because we had Frisk. And that's why I kind of wanted to bring Exeggutor into the global challenge so that when I do lead it, I can see their items and it takes some of the guessing out. But it was a surprise as far as his lead. Like, I wouldn't expect him to have Sunny Day and Entei on lead with Choice Band, right? But yeah, but just seeing Choice Band, I kind of figured that he was going to be Sunny Day. That's why I went ahead and Flare Blitz the Tornadus. Because once I revealed his items, it was kind of pretty much telegraphed after that point. And I'm just gonna Parting Shot here and reduce Rillaboom's damage. He's not even going for a Tera. I think he's just throwing in the towel. This Urshifu is so strong. We one hit KO Ogerpon and Rillaboom. Rillaboom just gets off 2 fake outs and doesn't even get to get an attack off. Nice. This team is very strong. Thank you. Now, while it does seem like Exeggutor didn't put in work there, Exeggutor put in a lot of work because me revealing that it was a Choice Band Entei and not like Assault Vest or Citrus Berry. With being Choice Band, I kind of knew that he would lock into like a fire type attack with Sunny Day, with leading Tornadus because you want to maximize the damage of Entei, right? So it kind of makes sense, which is why I didn't just go for a Tera or anything like that. So with me knowing that it's Choice Band, I went for the Flare Blitz, which was able to pick up the 1 KO on Tornadus, which in return allowed the rest of my Pokemon to like outspeed and move first. Like Flutter Mane, if it was to come out, he wouldn't have had Tailwind, right? And he didn't have a chance to reverse the Sun with like Rain Dance on Tornadus because Tornadus was already off the field, right? And Urshifu, while I didn't outspeed Ogerpon, it did outspeed the Rillaboom and the Entei. So that was just really good for us. But let's get into the next one. Alright, so for our next match, we have Hisuian Arcanine, Raging Bolt. Okay, Landorus, Urshifu, and the Alolan Ninetales, and the Articuno. So, how do we want to do this? I think Fake Out plus Mamoswine is good on lead. Urshifu to bust through screens, and we don't want to bring Exeggutor here. It just has a really bad matchup. The poison from Landorus, and then the ice type attacks from Articuno, and the Ninetales. So he's probably gonna get up Auroraville. I don't see how he can really stop that. But let's go for it. It's about time for this team to retire. I'm ready to just figure it out and beat it. And not necessarily the specific team, but the Articuno and Ninetales Snow team with Hisuian Arcanine. It's been like pretty consistent. Alright, so we're gonna play towards our outs and just rock slide them away, chip them, and try to remove Articuno with Flare Blitz. Alright, so we want to fake out and rock slide just so we're doing the most damage at least turn one. I wonder if this Articuno is Specs or is it another set like Bright Powder or something. So it's turn one Tera. It is Articuno. Alright. So he wants to get around the 4 times weakness to rock, which I understand. We are faster on Articuno, which is very good. Whew, that's a 2-hit KO. I think that Ninetales is more threatening than Articuno right now. I think we should still get the KO on Ninetales. And a flinch here would be huge for us. We don't get it though. Even if he freezes us, Flare Blitz will thaw us out. Man, this combo does so much damage, man. It's taking so much damage on Incineroar. So I expect Rock Slide here. I'm gonna Helping Hand, Urshifu, Tera, Wicked Blow, try to knock out Articuno. And this is kind of my idea when I built this team. Like Tera Wicked Blow is able to do a lot of damage. And Incineroar is probably not gonna be able to get a Flare Blitz off, so let's try to knock out the Articuno. This crits through the screens and it crits through the Auroraville. It crits through Auroraville and crits through the snow. I believe it crits through the snow. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, we need to hit this. And we miss. Oh, that's gonna be game. The snow cloak got us, man. I don't know if that would have KO'd though. I don't know if Urshifu can crit through the boost, the snow boost, but I do think it was a good chance that it would KO. And with him locking into E-Speed with Arcanine, he wouldn't be able to touch Flutter if he was choice scan. That's tough, man. That's a tough way to lose, but I mean, I feel like I played this well. This team is so tough, man. Even like before, like it's very hard to beat for some reason. I don't know what it is. I feel like I have it figured out, but it always just like some RNG factor that happens to where it makes it hard for me to beat it. Where it's like a freeze or a random miss, or like a sure code or something like that. It's strange to me. I think Arcanine's gonna switch here, unless you're Assault Vest. Yeah, so he was choice banned. So if we hit that and knock out Articuno, I think we win, depending on his last. And it's Raging Bolt. Yeah, we would have won. If we knocked out Articuno there, Arcanine wouldn't have been able to damage Flutter, and we can just click Moonblast in the Raging Bolt. And it's definitely choice specs, the way it was doing so much damage to Mamoswine with Assault Vest. But I'm going to preserve my Flutter Mane for here. No sense in just sacrificing it. And we take our first loss of the Global Challenge. But I'm honestly not ashamed of losing to that Articuno team. That team it's very consistent, even though it's like has a lot of RNG factors. It's really good. And it's not the first time I've lost to it. I have beat it, but I've lost to it since that team has won a regional. I've lost to it more times than I beat it, and that just goes to be a testament of how good it is. Even though I know how to beat it, like the RNG just always gets me. Let's get into the next one. Hippowdon. Interesting. Ursaluna. Archaludon. Raging Bolt. Gouging Fire. And Ogerpon. He doesn't have anything to set up Trick Room here. I think Exeggutor would be good here. I like Mamoswine too. I like Mamoswine to like force a Tera. I think the consistent core of his team that has partners is Gouging Fire and Ogerpon. So I think that can be pretty threatening. He doesn't have anything to stop Intimidate. So I kind of like Incineroar Mamoswine. It's threatening a lot of damage. And I think I just want to clean up with Urshifu and Flutter in the end game. I think that's pretty consistent. Same for I brought last game. Hippowdon though. Like he has a lot of good Pokemon, but he doesn't have like the teammates or the core that they like to play with. Unless he has some type of strange strategy here. Like Archaludon usually likes Pelipper and Tornadus. Ursaluna usually likes Farigiraf and like Ogerpon Fire for redirection. Right? And Raging Bolt usually likes to play with like Incineroar or Moongus, Chimpow, like on those balance type teams with Rillaboom and stuff like that, right? And I don't really know what Hippowdon's not really using this current meta, so it doesn't really have teammates outside of Wolfey using it on that team that he brought to like the 2012 final, championships, or I think he brought it 2012. He just used it recently in the tournament, but he did pretty well with it. I think I want to Tera Mamoswine here because it's threatening so much damage. I want to fake out here and high horsepower here. Alright, and this fake out is safe because he can't burn us. A fake out would have been beautiful into Raging Bolt though this turn. Body press. What? Now horsepower goes off, and that's just a one-hit KO. Mamoswine is so strong. Body press. Wow. Body press is so interesting. Yeah, Ursaluna comes out. I kind of just want to parting shot this. horsepower Raging Volt. Could he switch into Ogerpon if he has it? Yeah, he could. I mean, you're at -1, so what really are you doing? I want a Parting Shot and Icicle Crash Ursula. Raging Fury? Wow, you literally could have just accidentally, and I missed Icicle Crash. Okay, that's gonna hurt. He could have missed Raging Fury. I mean, well, not missed it, but targeted Incineroar there. He would have been in a really bad spot. Let's calm mine, okay. So I want to Tera Moonblast this slot. Tera Dazzling, actually. And Icicle Crash again. Maybe I should have just went for Ice Shard. He's locked into Raging Fury here. Wow. So Raging Fury, if you don't know what that is pretty much like Outrage but fire type. So you can't really choose your target. So you could have hit Incineroar there and would have been in a really bad spot. Oh yeah, I should have went for Ice Wave. I mean Ice Shard. This KO. Calm Mind Vacuum Wave. I want to Moonblast this slot and fake out here. There's the Tera. Alright, normal Tera. So at least we bring out the Tera, so now we know that in a 1v1 Urshifu, he's going for Protect, right? We get very fortunate that he attacked us up there. We didn't even go for Vacuum Wave. Ursaluna is at neutral attack though, so I don't know if Vacuum Wave will KO Flutter. A single Protect here would really hurt. But I don't think he's gonna protect Ursaluna, honestly. Nice. I had a feeling he wasn't gonna protect there. He's threatening like a double KO. And a double KO is kind of too, it looks too good there to pass up, right? But yeah, Urshifu should just be overtime from this point. But now Flutter gets a Moonblast off into you as well. Alright, so I'm gonna go for Sucker Punch plus Moonblast. That way, if he tries to go for like Follow Me or Swords Dance, we always cover for it. And this covers for him outspeeding Urshifu and going for like a Leech Life and getting like a crit and healing back a lot. Not Leech Life, Horn Leech. It's kind of strange to protect in front of Urshifu. You know I can just go right through that, right? And I'm really not ever clicking close combat, so. And if you spike your shield again, I mean, you just taking Moonblast damage, right? And this should pick up the KO. Beautiful. Flutterman is so good. Flutterman was MVP of this match. Just did so much damage across the board. I like Mamoswine. If had I hit that Icicle Crash though, Ursaluna would have been in an incredibly bad spot. But Mamoswine can miss his moves. Nice. Well, let's get into the next one. Alright, we have Chris, and he is using an Explosion Telepathy set with Revival Blessing. And it's Electric Explosion. So I kind of think I want to deal with this with Mamoswine. Mamoswine really only loses to Basculegion. And Urshifu. Sash is valuable here. I think Exeggutor, if he sets up Trick Room, then Exeggutor does really well outside of the he could lead Tornadus Basculegion though. And in that case, I want to lead Incineroar, Exeggutor, Urshifu, Mamoswine. I think Mamoswine is going to be my secret weapon because it pretty much beats his whole team without all the gimmicks. Yeah, but my opponent's team is pretty much, you go Electric Tera, probably Explosion, or yeah, because Galvanize turns normal type attacks to electric. Mode has a magnet. Okay. What type is that thing? Is it ground and electric? Rock and electric. So it's weak to grass. I think my Exeggutor is slower, so I just want to set up Trick Room turn 1. Good switch. Oh, Basculegion. That's a good switch. Oh, explosion on this slot. Oh, wow. Alright. So is it Rapska or did you bring... I should have known Metagross's explosion too. I would have just got a double KO if I just click Energy Ball into Basculegion. It is Rapska. Wow. And it gets Aqua Jet, right? can get a double KO if I Tera here. Energy Ball, this. I know it seems kind of strange to Tera with that low health, but I think he might go for Aqua Play here. I would just got a double knockout though if I just went for Energy Ball. And we break your, if you were Sash, we break the Sash with Rocky Helmet. Oh, you're Life Orb though. Alright. So it does bring back Metagross. I'm hoping this KOs here. I don't know how bulky Rapska is. It survives. Alright, the burn is clutch though. So I can Ice Shard Rapska before it does anything else, and Sleep Powder whatever comes in. And Golem can't beat Mamoswine. He does bring in Golem though. I'm gonna Ice Shard this slot and Sleep Powder this, and then Sleep Powder Metagross next turn. And Ice Crash the Golem. Ah, he has Protect. Okay, good Protect. Alright, so you're probably gonna switch Rapska out next turn. Oh, you're slower than Exeggutor. Would you really switch Rapska out into Metagross? I got a strange feeling that he might. I can't believe the Golem undersped my Exeggutor. It's really slow. I would have won this game if I just can set up tripling. Oh, that doesn't affect Mamoswine. You just went all in on knocking out my Urshifu, but I'm sashed anyway. You just blew up your Golem for no reason. And then I just click Wicked Blow into your Metagross. This game is over. Wow. So anticlimactic, but it's actually funny because he blew himself up out of the game. He cheesed himself right into just losing the game. He literally has a better chance of winning if he just doesn't click Explosion there. Right? That is insane, but we just click Wicked Blow here. Like, unless you like Choice Scarf Explosion, even if we have Sash, so we always win. Right, that doesn't even kill Mamoswine, so he doesn't even get the moral knockout. Yeah, I mean, Trick Room's still up, so he would have undersped Urshifu. But if he had like Rock Slide, maybe he can get a flinch. Nice, but we beat that weird team. Wow, that was crazy. But that's gonna wrap up our day one with this team. Our first set of battles for the global challenge. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm gonna go ahead and show the team right now. All right, so we are currently ranked 37 in the world, so we did pretty good for our first day. But let's go ahead and get into this team review. All right, y'all. So this is the team that we just used. Of course, same team for the team preview and one of the battles. There's a runner code up at the top right, as well as a Pokepaste down in the description below. And let me know if you guys like this type of team, man. I built this team just for this global challenge, and it was absolutely incredible. It was fun. It has a lot of good strategies. I haven't even got to use everything. I used every Pokemon though on this team today. We even brought Suicune out in one of the early games, and we were able to just get a bunch of wins. We did lose the one game against Articuno. I felt like we would have won that game and went 7-0 today if we just hit the wicked blow. But you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometime, and we're just gonna try to get it back next time we do go up against Articuno though. That's one of my arch enemies now, that Articuno archetype, and I just really want to be able to beat it. It's a fun team to play though. I feel like every time I play it, I have fun, and I feel like I'm always so close, but then the RNG kind of gets me in the end. But if you like this type of content and doing these global challenges things, go ahead and leave a like for me, subscribe, turn those post notifications, and I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, deuces.